The majestic Himalayas, the crown of the earth, the realm of gods, and the cradle of ancient legends. The land of towering giants, the home to the highest peak on the planet, and the guardian of secrets lost in time. From the roaring river that carve valleys deep below to the eternal glaciers that hold the whispers of ages past. This is the story of the Himalayas, a world shaped by time, mystery, and the unrelenting force of nature. Imagine a time when there were no Himalayas, just a vast ocean between two massive landmasses. Around 50 million years ago, the Indian plate crashed into the Eurasian plate. This was no ordinary collision. It was so powerful that it lifted the land, pushing it higher and higher. And it's still happening today. The Himalayas are rising by about 5 millimeters every year. It's like the Earth itself is breathing, shaping these great mountains over millions of years. But what happens beneath the surface? Deep underground, the plates continue to shift, causing frequent earthquakes. The Himalayas are one of the most earthquake-prone regions on Earth. Entire villages have been destroyed by these sudden movements. Yet, these forces also create stunning landscapes, from deep gorges to hidden valleys. Some rocks in the Himalayas were once under the sea, filled with fossils of ancient sea creatures. Imagine fish and shells that once lived underwater, now sitting on top of the world. The Himalayas stretch across 5 countries: India, Nepal, Bhutan, China, and Pakistan. They are home to the world's highest peaks, including Mount Everest, standing at a breathtaking 8,848 meters. But did you know that the Himalayas control the climate of entire continents? They block cold winds from the north and bring monsoons to South Asia. This is why India has heavy rains, while Tibet remains dry and cold. The Himalayas create their own weather, from terrifying blizzards to peaceful, misty valleys. At higher altitudes, temperatures can drop to minus 40 degrees Celsius, and oxygen levels are dangerously low. Climbers experience altitude sickness as their bodies struggle to adapt. Even the strongest mountaineers must take days to adjust before pushing further up. Despite these harsh conditions, life exists even at the highest altitudes. Tiny plants, adapted to extreme cold, grow in cracks between rocks, and insects survive in the thin air. Some birds, like the bar-headed goose, can fly over Everest, reaching heights where even helicopters struggle. Despite the freezing temperatures and thin air, life has found a way to thrive. Snow leopards, with their thick fur and powerful legs, move like ghosts across the rocky cliffs. The red panda, often mistaken for a raccoon, climbs high trees and munches on bamboo. And let's not forget the Himalayan manau, a bird so colorful it looks like a flying jewel. These animals have evolved in extreme conditions, making the Himalayas a true wonderland of nature. But not all creatures of the Himalayas are famous. There are golden langurs, rare monkeys found only in remote forests. The elusive Himalayan wolf roams these high-altitude landscapes, different from regular wolves due to its thicker coat and larger lungs. Even the insects here are unique. Some species of butterflies and moths can survive freezing temperatures by producing natural antifreeze in their blood. High-altitude lakes are home to amphibians that can freeze solid in winter and come back to life in summer. Humans have lived in the Himalayas for thousands of years. The Sherpas, known for their climbing skills, have helped mountaineers reach the highest peaks. The Ladakhis, Tibetans, and Bhutanese have built monasteries on cliffs, practicing Buddhism in the most peaceful settings. But the Himalayas are not just home to people, they are sacred. Hindus believe that Lord Shiva lives in Mount Kailash, and Buddhists see these mountains as the gateway to enlightenment. But life in the Himalayas is not easy. Villages are often cut off from the world during winter, with roads buried under meters of snow. People rely on yaks to transport goods across the mountains. Some Himalayan tribes, like the Changpa nomads, move with their herds, living in tents in one of the harshest climates on Earth. Despite these challenges, the people of the Himalayas have deep knowledge of the land, using medicinal plants and ancient wisdom to survive. The Himalayas are full of mysteries. For centuries, people have talked about the Yeti, a giant ape-like creature said to roam the snowy slopes. Is it real? Scientists have found footprints, but no solid proof. Then there are hidden valleys, said to be home to secret civilizations. Some believe that the lost kingdom of Shambhala lies deep in these mountains waiting to be discovered. Ancient scripts describe flying cities and hidden monasteries that appear only to those who are spiritually ready. Some climbers have reported hearing strange voices in the wind or seeing glowing lights on lonely mountain trails. Are these just hallucinations caused by altitude? Or do the Himalayas truly hold secrets we have yet to understand? There are also stories of hidden caves where monks have meditated for years, surviving on nothing but air and faith. The Himalayas are not just mountains, they are the source of life. Some of the biggest rivers in the world, like the Ganges, Indus, and Brahmaputra, begin here. They provide water to nearly 2 billion people. Without the Himalayas, much of Asia would turn into a desert. But these rivers are changing. The glaciers that feed them are melting faster than ever. What happens if they disappear? The melting glaciers are forming new lakes, which sometimes burst, causing deadly floods. Scientists warn that if this continues, millions of people could face water shortages. Farmers in the plains depend on the water from these rivers, but in the future, they may have to find new ways to survive. Some scientists are studying ancient glacier ice to understand past climate changes and predict what might happen next. Climbing the Himalayas is one of the toughest challenges on Earth. Mount Everest, the highest peak, attracts thousands of climbers, but not all return. Avalanches, frostbite, and lack of oxygen make it deadly. The Sherpas, the real heroes of these expeditions, risk their lives to guide people to the top. But the mountains are also unpredictable. Storms can appear out of nowhere, and temperatures can drop to -60 degrees Celsius overnight. One of the biggest dangers is the death zone, above 8,000 meters, where there is barely enough oxygen to survive. Many bodies of fallen climbers remain frozen on the slopes, untouched for decades. Yet, the lure of these mountains is irresistible, drawing explorers from around the world. The challenge of standing on the world's highest peak is a dream that few dare to chase, and even fewer achieve. And that was the story of the Himalayas. Not just a glimpse, but a journey through time from the very beginning to where we stand today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Nature's Diary for more amazing stories of our world. See you next time.